Hello students, today we will study about the quadratic formula. This is the topic of standard 10, chapter number 4, quadratic equations. So this formula is to solve the quadratic equations. In previous classes, we have studied about how to solve the quadratic equation by factorization, how to solve the quadratic equations by completing the square method, and this is the third method to solve the quadratic equation by quadratic formula. To understand this method, we have to first of all use the method to solve the quadratic formula or quadratic equation by the completing the square method. So we know that method is also very easy method, but if you do not understand that method, then we can now derive one formula, and that formula is called the quadratic formula, and from that formula you can then easily find out the roots of the quadratic equation or the solution of the quadratic equation. So first of all, let us consider one standard form of the quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Now remember, to use the completing the square method, what we used to do is we make the first term as a complete square term, right? Here there is a, but a has only one power, and x the square of x. So x square is a complete square number which is of square of x. But here a is not a complete square number. So we can do two things. Either we can multiply this equation with a, so that here we get a square x square. Or second method is we can divide this equation by a, so that this a will cancel out, only x square will remain. And x square is a perfect square number, perfect square digit or perfect square term. So here we will use the second method. We divide this equation with a. If we divide with a all these three terms, what will happen here? This a and a will cancel out, only x square will remain as it is. Here what will happen? We get b upon a x. Here also we get c upon a is equals to 0. So our equation is now become as x square plus b upon a x plus c upon a is equals to 0. Okay. Now let us make the complete square method. Completing the square method. So the first term square is like we can write down it as x whole square. What is the second term? To get the second term, we have to put the plus sign, because here the sign with the x term is plus. So plus 2 into the square root of first term. So this 2 term till now we can put 2 into x. Now we don't know the third term, so that we cannot write down what will remain here. What will be, what can be, we can put here. So now notice this thing. Here we have b upon ax. Out of that, this x we have used. We also use the 2, but 2 is not there. So what we have to do? If we want to use 2, we also have to divide with 2. Yes. So there is the 2. And now see, b upon a remains as it is. So whatever we have remained, if we use the 2x here, as there is no 2, we have to divide with 2. This x we have used here, and b upon a remains as it is. So by taking out the two terms, 2 and x, what will remain? B upon 2. So the third term will be b upon 2a whole square. So now these three terms are the of the identity term. Square of first term plus 2 into first term into second term plus second term whole square. So now we have completed the square. But this term is not there in this equation. We add that term. Same time we have to subtract the same term. B upon 2a square we have to subtract. And this c upon a remains as it is equals to 0. So now the three terms of our identity is now prepared. So make it as, we can write down it as x plus b upon 2a whole square. Whatever the remaining portion, we have to take it to the right hand side. So this b square upon 4a square become plus, this c upon a becomes minus. Why 4a square? Because this square is both the b square and 2a square, that is 4a square. So minus term becomes plus, this plus terms becomes minus. So what we have remained is x plus b upon 2a whole square is equals to b square upon 4a square minus c upon a. Now simplify this time. 4a square is the LCM. So we have to multiply this c with 4a. 1a is there. So we have to just multiply 4a with this c. So we will get b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. Now take the square root both the side. Here we will get x plus 2a. Here we have to take the square root of this portion under root b square minus 4ac. The square root of 4 is 2, square root of a square is a. But we don't know the sign of this portion, so we have to take it plus minus. So this whole term has two sign, plus and minus. One time it may be plus b square minus 4ac upon 2a, or it may be minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Because both the square plus or minus sign both has the same value, that is b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. Okay, so whenever we take the square root, we have to take both the sign plus minus. Now take this, if you want to find out the value of x, because we want to find out the solution of this equation. To find the value of x, take this b upon 2a to the right hand side. So this plus term becomes minus. Minus b upon 2a. This terms remains as it is. Again you can notice that 2a is common for both the terms. So the LCM will remains the 2a as it is. Minus b remains as it is. Plus minus under root b square minus 4ac remains as it is. So the value of x we get is the solution. So this is the solution for this quadratic equation. Notice that here we have two values of x. First value of x is equals to minus b plus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. And the second value is x is equals to minus b square minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So from here we can find out the two values of x. One time we have to take plus, second time we have to take minus. So in this way we can find out the solution of any quadratic equation by this quadratic formula. And this formula is called the quadratic formula. One condition is that what? B square minus 4ab must be greater than or equal to 0. Now think about this. Why this portion must be greater than or equal to 0? Because if this portion is minus, can we find out the square root of any minus number? No. We cannot find out the square root of any minus number. Like suppose we cannot find out the value of under root minus 2, under root minus 4, under root minus 9. We cannot find out the value of any minus square root of any minus number. So here we use b square minus 4ac is in under roots, in square root. So this b square minus 4ac must be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so this is the only one condition to check for the solution, right? Okay, so let us now understand the quadratic formula by taking an example. How to find out the solution by the quadratic formula. So the question is 4x square plus 4 root 3x plus 3 is equals to 0. We want to find out the solution of this quadratic equation by quadratic formula. So for that we must have the value of the coefficient a, b and c. So the a coefficient is equals to 4, value of b is 4 root 3 and the value of c is 3. Now remember the condition that we have to check is b square minus 4ac must be greater than or equal to 0. So let us check first of all b square minus 4ac. So what is the b? 4 root 3 whole square minus 4, a is 4 and c is 3. So we get 4 under root 3 square minus 4 into 4 into 3. So the square of this number is 4 square is 16. Square of under root 3 is 3. So 16 3s are 48. Here we get 4 4s are 16, 16 3s are 48. So 48 minus 48 is equals to 0. Does the condition satisfied? Yes. Because b square minus 4ac must be greater than or equal to 0. And this b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. So the condition is satisfied. So we will get the solution for this quadratic equation. Okay. So now what is the formula? That is real roots. One thing we can say here that real root exists because this condition is satisfied. So what is the formula of the solution? That is x is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2. Now put down all the values. Here b is minus 4 root 3. Now see that b square minus 4ac we have already derived and that is equals to 0. So all this term becomes 0. Here only b is there, that is minus 4 root 3. 2 is as it is, a is 4. So only this much digit will remain. This portion becomes 0. Notice that it is not compulsory that in every case or in every sum this will become 0. You may get the numbers greater than 0. And whatever you get, you have to put in the place of under root b square minus 4ac. Okay. So here this portion is 0. So we do not have to put anything. Now what will happen? This 4 and 4 will cancel out each other. The value of x we get is minus root 3 upon 2. Why we get only one value of x? This is a quadratic equation. We must get the two values. No, it is not compulsory that we get the two values of x. Here we get only one value of x because this is a perfect square quadratic equation. Right? That is why we get only one value of x. Or in another word, we can say that this quadratic equation has two roots. Both are equal and its value is minus root 3 upon 2. Another value is also minus root 3 upon 2. Okay. So in this way, we can solve the quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula. Okay. This is all about this lecture. Okay. Thank you.